universe. And again in our today's class we are going to discuss something more about the universe, right? So now we are going to start the 6th unit of your science part, that is universe. And from this unit we are going to discuss about the first chapter, that is stars, planets and the earth. Yes, so about this we are going to discuss in the first chapter of this unit, that is universe. Okay. And see, at the end of this chapter you will able to learn about stars and constellations. So you can able to understand what are stars as well as what are constellations and how can we identify them, and planets and satellites. Okay, what are planets and what are satellites? And you can learn in detail about the planets of the solar system. Yes, we all are living in the solar system, and in our solar system there are some certain number of planets are there. So those planets are divided into two categories. One is inner planets and another one is outer planets. So what are inner planets and what are outer planets, and very few of the physical features of those inner planets as well as outer planets we are going to discuss in the coming classes. And also we are going to discuss about the other members of the solar system. In our solar system only the sun or only the constellations and only the planets are not present. Some other members are also there. So what are those? Yes, like asteroids are there, comets are there, meteors are there. So what are these other members of the solar system? We are going to learn about them. And also we are going to learn in detail about the planet Earth, right? So the Earth is the only planet in which the life exists, so that we can discuss about the planet Earth. So in this chapter you are able to learn all these things. Okay. Now we can discuss about little about this chapter and all these aspects in the coming classes. Now I will give you the introduction for this chapter. So now let me begin our stars, planets and the earth with the brief introduction what you have learned in the previous sections or in your previous standard and also in the first semester, right? Okay. You all know that the solar system is not the only one where we are living, right? Where the earth is placed, that is not the only solar system. Likewise, there are many solar systems are there, and these solar systems belongs to some galaxies, right? So likewise, our solar system, it is belongs to the galaxy. What is that? Yes, it is Milky Way. So our solar system is there in the Milky Way galaxy, right? And the solar system means what? Solar system means the sun and the planets. It's 8 planets are there. In our solar system particularly there are 8 planets are there, and some other satellites are also there, and some of the other objects are also there. Some other members are also there, and together we can call it as the solar system, right? And in our solar system the sun is there at the center, and remaining all the planets are revolving around the sun. And previously in our solar system it was considered that there were 9 planets. Okay, but how many are there now? Yes, there are 8 planets. And members, right? And how they revolve around the sun, as everything you have learned. And our solar system is there in the Milky Way galaxy. So about this we have learned already in your previous classes. And now we can discuss about something more about this topic. So the first most thing, the stars. Okay, stars are not visible in the morning. Can you able to see the stars in the morning? Now it is the daytime. Yes. Can you able to see the stars in the daytime? Yes. Do you think why can't we see the stars in the morning or in the daytime? Why can't we see? But we can see the sun. Yes. We can see the sun. Sun is also a star. But we cannot see the other stars during the daytime. Why? The only reason for this is, it is not meant, suppose if we are unable to see the other stars during the daytime, means it doesn't mean that the other stars are disappear during the morning. The only reason is all the stars are also, they are the heavenly bodies of the burning gases. The stars are the heavenly spheres. Yes, and they are made with the burning gases. Several burning gases are there, and they are the large spheres of the burning gases. The stars are the large spheres of the burning gases. But during the daytime, all the stars, even though they can appear just like the specks of light, just they appear like spots of light. So they are made with they are the large spheres, which are comprises of the burning gases. Okay. But during the daytime, only we can see the sun, not the other stars. The only reason is the sun is closer to us. It is near to us. Near means it is not only in the 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer. The distance from the earth to sun is 150 million kilometers. So that we can see the sun during the daytime. But due to the brightness of the sun, we are not able to see the other other stars, because they are very far from us. So our sun is there at the distance of 150 million kilometers. But other stars, they are more distance, means they are in the larger distance than this sun. So that we are not able to see them during the morning. That is only because of the brightness of the sun. Due to the brightness of the sun of our solar system, we are not able to see the other stars because they are far away from us. The distance is more. So we know that when the distance is more, the objects looks very smaller. So for example, I will say the aeroplane. Yes, the aeroplane, when it is there in the airport, it looks bigger in size. But that too, when it is flying in the sky, how it looks? Very smaller, right? So that, like how the stars, these stars are also the large spheres. Even though they look like specks, yes, they just look like stars, yes, the spots of light, yes, they just look like the specks of light. But they are the large spheres of the burning gases. But they look the tiny specks because they are far away from us. Okay. This is the reason we are not able to see the other stars in the morning, but we can able to see the sun because universe with all the celestial bodies and related phenomena. Okay, astronomy is the science which deals with or which studies the universe with all the celestial bodies. Celestial bodies means whatever the objects are there in the space. Whatever the objects, the moon, planet, sun, asteroids, comets, meteors, whatever they are there in the space, so they are called as celestial bodies, and also the related phenomena. So many phenomena are takes place in the space also. So this all the study that we call as astronomy. So astronomy is a science that studies the universe. Now I will give the definition. You just now write it in your notebook. Astronomy is a science that studies the universe with all its celestial bodies and related phenomena. With all its celestial bodies and related phenomena. Okay, this is what the astronomy. Okay, astronomy is a science that studies the universe. So universe means complete this whole everything, universe, complete universe, other solar system, other galaxies, complete. So the astronomy is a science that studies the universe with all its celestial bodies and related phenomena. So many phenomena are taking place there. The meteor showers are there, and the comets, formation of comets, and the formation of the new star, formation of the planets. So likewise, this all the study of all the related phenomena as well as the celestial bodies of the universe, and that study is called as astronomy. And the scientists who study this astronomy, they are called the astronomers. Okay, the scientists studying astronomy, scientists studying astronomy are called astronomers. The scientists who study the astronomy, they are called the astronomers. And these astronomers, they use the telescopes as well as some of the scientific equipments to observe the celestial bodies and also what are the phenomena taking place in the space. So with the help of all this, nowadays the technology has developed a lot, and with the help of the new technologies, they observe the celestial bodies and the phenomena which are what are taking place in the universe, in the space. So they observe that all and they studies. So by that only we can able to learn from which objects the celestial bodies are made. So we can learn all the things. Okay. So this is what the astronomy. So astronomy is a science that studies the universe with all its celestial bodies and related phenomena, and the scientists who study the astronomy are called astronomers. So these terms you have to remember, and always we do not call everybody as a scientist. Okay, there are particular terms are there, and every study we are not able to just say the term study study of this universe, it is called the astronomy, and the scientists who study the astronomy are called astronomers. Okay. And now the one more thing I wanted to tell you that now you might have observed that the many scientists, many astronomers, they are going to the space. We can call them as the astronauts, and in the Russian words they are called as the cosmonauts. Okay. So for the first time, the man was not traveled into the space, but for the first time, the dog, which is called Laika. So now the Laika is considered to be the first living creature which is traveled into the space. Okay, the Laika, the dog, the Russian dog, which traveled the first living creature which traveled into the space in the year of 1957. So Laika, it was the first living creature which traveled into the space. It went on into the space on November 1957. Okay, so it went on the small. It traveled aboard the Soviet space capsule Sputnik 2. It went on the Soviet space capsule, that is Sputnik 2. So in this, it traveled into the space, and the Romanian stamp, the stamps will be there. So that Romanian stamp from 1959. So it traveled on space in the year of 1957. So on the Romanian stamp from the year of 1959, it has the Laika, whose captions reads, the stamp is having the picture of Laika, and there it reads, it is given that Laika, first traveler into space. On the stamp, it is written as the picture of Laika is there, and they have written Laika, first traveler into cosmos. First traveler into cosmos. Yes, it is written on the stamp. Yes, the Romanian, they started the stamp from the year of 1959. On that it has the Laika, whose captions there, the stamp whose caption reads Laika, first traveler into cosmos. And don't be confused with the word cosmos. So we call the astronomy, how we can call the universe, likewise they call the how we call the astronomer, they will call as the cosmos word. They use cosmos. Yes. So this is there on the stamp. Okay. And Laika went on the space in November 1957 in the Soviet space capsule, that is Sputnik 2. Okay. This is what the first living creature who went on the space. And the first human being, if we consider the astronauts, so the astronomers, so the first person, the astronaut we can say, and in the Russian terms they use the cosmonaut, he was the Yuri Gagarin. The Yuri Gagarin, he was the first person to travel into the space. Yes, the Yuri Gagarin, he was the first person to travel into the space, that is also from the Russia, and he orbited the Earth in small space capsule, that is Vostok 1 he orbited the Earth in a very small, means in the very small space capsule. Okay. So this is what the Yuri Gagarin. He was the first person, okay, to travel into the space, and the first most living creature who traveled into the space is Laika. It is the Russian dog. And now we can discuss about the stars. Okay. This is what the introduction for your chapter stars, planets and the Earth. And now we can discuss about the stars. So the stars are the luminous bodies. Why we call them as the luminous bodies? Because they have their own, they emits the own heat and light. They emit the light and heat of their own. So that is why we call these stars as the luminous bodies. And these stars from our Earth, if we look into the sky, if you see in the night sky, so the stars looks like a tiny specks of light. Yes, the spots. Just we can see only the spots of light. This is because they are far away from the Earth, because they are at the larger distances from the Earth. That is the reason the stars, they appear just like a tiny specks of light. Okay, and the very nearest star to the Earth is the Sun, and this is there in our solar system. So it is nearest to the Earth, so that we can see the Sun during the daytime, and in the daytime we are not able to see the other stars, because due to the brightness of the Sun, the other stars we are not able to see them. Even though they are present in the morning time also, they are present and in that same place only, but we are not able to see them because of the brightness of the Sun. Okay. So this is what the stars, and the billions of stars together form a galaxy. Yes, the billions of stars, many number of billions of stars together form a galaxy, and our solar system. Yes, where is that? It is there in the Milky Way galaxy. So do you think can we able to see the Milky Way galaxy without the telescope? Yes, it is possible. We can see our Milky Way galaxy without the telescope. Can you think how? It is very interesting phenomena, so that we can see the galaxy, our Milky Way galaxy, the beauty of our Milky Way galaxy without any telescope, but the conditions are required to see the Milky Way galaxy. So those conditions are, the first one is, there should not be any moonlight in the sky. The sky should be dark, and there should not be any moonlight, okay, in the sky. So in that time we can able to see that too in the late summers and in the winter's evening. So in the summers, in the late night we can observe, and in the winter, in the evening time we can observe the Milky Way galaxy. And also the second condition which is applied to see the Milky Way galaxy is, there should not be presence of any street lights or any source of light. So suppose if you are wanted to observe the Milky Way galaxy from this place, so this place should not have any kind of street lights or any other sources of light. So dark, it should be dark. From the dark places we can in the late summers and in the winter evenings. So you can find the Milky Way galaxy like this, which is shown in the diagram here. So you can just observe. Okay. When the conditions are like these conditions are there, you can observe the galaxy. Okay. Now take the definition of the stars. Stars are luminous heavenly bodies. Stars are luminous heavenly bodies that emit light and heat of their own. Stars are luminous heavenly bodies that emit, that release the light and heat of their own. So the sun is the nearest star to the earth, and billions of stars together form a galaxy, and our solar system is part of the Milky Way galaxy. Okay. And now we can discuss about the constellation. So before going to learn about the constellation, just one thing you can find out the answer for one thing. So in the earlier chapters, what we have learned that everything made up of matter. Yes. And the matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. Right? So anything that has occupies the space and that have mass, it is called the matter. And the matter, it can neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, what we have studied that the matter can neither be created, we are not able to create them, or nor we can destroy them. Then what happened to the star when it died? Because we know that everything is having its certain life period is there. So for stars also there is certain life period is there. So after when the stars are died, when its lifespan is over, so what will happen? Right? So when the star died, it expands in its gravitational force. So everything it is there under the gravitational force. Okay. So it will expand in its gravitational force, and it releases some dust and some gases. Okay. So at the center there is the new star will be living, and also these gas and dust which are formed, so they form the new planets, and also the dust and gas which is released when the sun is died, that we call as the star dust. Okay, this is how. So that it will not destroy, so that it will form in the other forms. Okay. And now we can discuss about the constellation. So constellation, so in the night sky we can observe the different patterns or different designs in the sky. So if any of your elder people are there in your home, your grandparents and all, so they used to say about something about those patterns, particular patterns and all. Okay. And also there are 12 the zodiac signs are there. Rashi, right? So there are different patterns in the sky, and usually what happens, these constellations, these are the imaginary patterns which are made by our ancient people. So ancient people, what they did is, so they formed some imaginary patterns in the sky, so that helped them in the traveling also. Okay, even in the navigation and all, it will help them, the location of the stars. So likewise, locating the particular star So these constellations are the group of stars which make certain patterns, certain recognizable patterns in the sky. Okay, that we call as the constellations. So a constellation is a group of stars that form a recognizable pattern in the sky. So what are constellations? A constellation is a group of stars that form a recognizable shape or the recognizable pattern in the sky. So that we call as the constellation. So a constellation is a group of stars that forms a recognizable pattern in the sky. So the constellations have importance in the navigation, mainly in the navigation and all it has certain importance. And some of the constellations are Ursa Major. A constellation in the northern sky is called the Saptarshi in India. Some examples for this constellation are, the one is Ursa Major, and this is all in India, it is called the Saptarshi. So you might have known about the 7 sages, the 7 important sages, what we believe that. So they are having the very keen knowledge about the Vedas and all. So that we call as the Saptarshi. So this Ursa Major, so it represents the Saptarshi. In India we call it as the Saptarshi. So it is having the 7 stars, and also in the other term it is also called as the Big Dipper. It is the shape of Saptarshi or Ursa Major. So it is having like this. The 7 stars are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is also called as the Big Dipper. So which is the equipment what our ancient people used to drink the water, or for drinking purpose they use it. So its shape is like that. So that it is also called as the Big Dipper. Right? So likewise the constellation. So there are some imaginary patterns are there. So they make the group of stars that make some recognizable pattern in the sky, and that is called as the constellation. So this Ursa Major is one of the example, and like that the Leo Major is there, and the Orion. So likewise the many constellations are there in the space, and some of them are given here. The 12 zodiac signs that are used in astrology are named after the different constellations. The study of astrology is about 2000 years old. See, the study of astrology, it is about 2000 years old. So we can see the different pattern here. The Aries is the Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and the Sagittarius, Capricorn, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Pisces. So these are the 12 zodiac signs. So they also named after the different constellations. Okay. So this is about the stars and constellations. So today's class I will conclude here, and I hope you have understood about this. So even though if you have any queries regarding this, you can contact me and clarify doubts. And today's class we will conclude here, and in the next